Hi and welcome to Dressage in Lightness Online. I'm Leanne Williams and this morning we're working with Mojo and we're going to continue on with his flexions and his in-hand work, and you can see he's turning into a really nice guy. So he's recently had some physiotherapy and we've got some exercises that we're doing with him which we're also going to do some video work of, and that has had and makes an incredible change in the way he holds himself. So we're going to integrate that work that the physiotherapists are doing with him with the work that we're doing, and obviously the capacity work, the lunging work and the in-hand. But today we're going to go on with the flexions that we've introduced him to yesterday, and then I'm going to take that to the in-hand work. So I'm going to start at the beginning, as it was only his first day yesterday. And remember, we're going through our 4 phases, which is contact, balance, bend, neck extension. So the meanings of those words are, I'm just getting his front legs as straight as I can. Contact equals mobility of the jaw. So what I would like to see is that he gives his mouth to me. So if I take up the contact, and that doesn't mean any backwards pressure at all, I just separate the bit in his mouth. And I want to see a very quiet mobilising of his jaw. So that was perfect. And I'm going to repeat that another couple of times. Once I know that I've got that, that's a really easy response for him. He's got a lovely mouth. The next thing I'm looking for is to improve his balance. So I want to be able to shift his body weight back over his hind legs a little bit. That means it's equivalent for us doing a squat. I want him to put his weight down through his glutes. Now naturally he pops his hock out behind his pointed buttock just simply because of his posture, but the exercises that we've been doing are going to counteract that. I need to make sure that I've got a 90-degree angle between the base of the jawline and the base of the neck, and then when I press up the line of the cheek piece, it's not a backwards action, it's up the line of the cheek piece, I'm going to switch on these carrying muscles of the head and neck, which is that combination of the trapezius muscles plus others. So what you'll see happen is this brachiocephalic muscle, which horses tend to use to aid them in pulling their shoulders forward and themselves along, is that's going to disappear. So he's having a little discussion, so I'm just contacting him again at the moment. So you'll be able to see as I lift him up, there's my 90 degrees, the carrying muscle, we're not discussing that, mate. So he's pulling down a little, so I just brace my arm. I don't go arguing with him, I just brace my arm a little bit against my torso. Push him up a little, good. You can see him rock. I've got his point underneath his pointed buttock. Then I let, on my chest, I let the neck down. Good, so what happens when he relaxes, we need to repeat it a few more times. Yeah. Good. This starts to let go more and more and more. And you can see now, this brachiocephalic is let go, we're all loose through here, and I'm switching on these muscles. They're the muscles up there that we want to carry the head and neck, and I've got a much balanced stance. So after I've done the balance, I'm still saying a little bit, lift your head, good. I'm coming around to the bend. So now I'm stretching the left side of his body. It's going to be difficult for him, so that's why we get the movement of the legs. And he'll always bring, we noticed yesterday, that left front leg forward. Now if I want to have a direct impact on that left front leg, I lift my right hand from this position. But I'm going to keep schooling this. I just move with him as he moves his legs, teaching him a little bit that is to no avail. Good. And I want to see him start to strengthen his legs a little. Very good. Very good. Still they've got that left leg forward. He's doing that to help himself. I can't make him keep his legs in a position. All I can do is keep switching on the muscles that we need and get the stretching. That's the stretching. You can see how he found that difficult. So with that difficulty, he then moves his legs to aid the bend. And we actually need him to hold the bend and stretch. That'll engage that core muscle. I'm just moving with him. And once I get a couple of seconds, I call it a full stop. Once I get a couple of seconds, yeah. Yep, there we go. Good boy. He's looking, it makes it a little bit easier. So you can see it's not the fact that he can't do it, because there he goes, he looks at something outside the door and he goes that bend quite easily. But it's that we need to get it on a cue of a rain aid. Not pushing forward. Good. Ask for it again. Cue, there's, we've got the front legs better. Good boy. Good boy. So it's like a little yoga class. I just keep quietly stretching and there's no strength. I'm not using any strength here. Yeah, good man. Better. I'm going to drop the... Good boy. So then I'll do it with the bend to the left-hand side. So once again, contact. He's giving me good mobility of the jaw, so I don't really need to address that. Going to go balance. That needs to be improved. You want to see him shift his body weight over his, hind legs. There we go. Without necessarily moving his legs. Now the bend to the left. Now he's a left bend horse, so this is going to be an easier bend for him. Theoretically, let's just see if he mentally finds it an easier bend for him. Now I just stay with him. There's that left leg forward again, so once again I'm going to lift my right hand, get that left leg to move. Good, lift my right hand, good boy. Yeah. And I just very quietly work on this stretching. Good. Excellent. Fabulous. Yep. Then I do a little rest and he gets to good. He gets to have a breather. So I'll bring him back over here. Now we're going to do it from the front, from the side, but I'm going to give you a front on view. So you get to see the bend in both directions. Move your bottom over. Good. Yeah, well done. Loves to be forward. So you figure out habits that they have. Now remember, when I pick up the reins, I move the keeper forward, pick up the rein between the webbing and the leather. Here, forward direction, make a loop. Fingers to the ring. My right hand on the left side comes to the middle of the shoulder. I look for the mobility of the jaw. Good. That's always there with him. Then I would like to improve the balance. So we're going to come down with my right, there we go, just a shift of body weight. Good, it actually took it to a resting leg, so I'm going to ask for a step to, I don't want resting legs, I want him to stand on his hind legs. Good, there we go. Good, and then the bend. Excellent. And then for the neck extension, it's the fourth phase. Close the hand, bring the rein over the pole, up near the headpiece, the section between the headpiece and the brow band, close, release, close, release, close, release. Good, and what I want on the release is that he stretches, gives me a neck extension. So I stretch all of these muscles, all down his body. Now, I don't want to see that he drops a leg. Good, we'll do that same thing from the other side. Pick up the rein, move the keeper down, pick up the rein between the webbing and the leather, make a loop. Good, it's always a good idea to move the mane over, then you get to see the muscles and how they work. There's my mobility, just looking at the puppy. I'm going to rebalance him a little because I would like to see these muscles switch on a bit better. Good. There's my balance. I want the right leg to move back a little. That'll be my right hand now that I'm on the side. Left leg will be my left hand. Good. There's the stress. Square. Oh, ah. You're funny. Left leg. That's the puppy just gone down into the garden. You're okay. Just do a bit of a bend. Well done. Action, reaction. Good. Left rein, left leg. There we go. Now that's a nice posture. We're going into the bend. Super, super, and then the neck extension. Remembering left bend is an easier bend. We keep the bend. Action, close the hands together. Reaction, we want the reach. If he goes to walk off, I just bring him back to the shoulders. So I would like to see him centered between the front shoulders here. The front legs vertical to the ground. There's my bend. We'll do the action, reaction, good boy. And we're looking for his pole to come lower than his wither and then to relax. Wait a moment in that bend. Good, perfect. Let him have a stretch. So now we're going to go on to the hand work. So that progress with him has been very, very successful, and he's quite confident with all that work. Okay, and we're going to start hand work with Mojo. So when we start the in-hand work, that means we're adding in locomotion, and we can start to have access a little bit more to what he does with his hind legs. So when he gets to this high position, you can just see how the cervical vertebra come down here through the thoracic, lumbar, sacral. Look at that sway. So what we're going to do is get him to engage a little bit here, bring his point of hock underneath his point of buttock, and see if we can get him to lift his core while he's walking. So we pick up the reins exactly the same. Here, make a loop to here, close the fingers, ask for the mobility of the jaw, good boy. Ask for the balance. I'm going to shift him back slightly. There's the shifted balance onto his left hind leg. He's rested the right, so I could ask for a little bit more, good. And now I'd like him to walk off without using his head and neck. Good. Now he's not to lean. So what we're doing is developing some response from the whip aid, but I do not want to feel the reflection of the whip aid in my hand. Good, good. So already I can feel the difficulty he has in placing his legs and not lifting his head. So what I'm going to do is a little different exercise. I'm going to put him into an action-reaction here. Action-reaction, good. That gives me the length in his neck, which is what we need. Good. Because he needs his neck, he thinks he needs his neck to walk. But if he needs his neck to walk, he doesn't, good boy, doesn't use his core muscles. So I'm going to go action, reaction, action, reaction. Oh, 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 oh. That's hard. Action, reaction, there's the long neck, loose under here. Action, reaction, good, action, ha ha ha. Now we're going to only get a couple of steps, that's all that matters, because then I know he's using his core muscles. Good boy, good boy. And I can keep doing the action reaction. What we're doing is creating a different way of him moving his body, well done. And I want to do and train the complete opposite to what his natural posture is to go to, where his mind goes to, which is to put his cervical vertebrae and his head and neck in an upward direction in the same angle as what his thoracic and lumbar is way back. So we're going to walk around the edge here. Good boy. Swing, really swing, walk along. Good, swing it along. Good, he's been down here, so we just, good. Very good. So I'm looking for the over, perfect over track. Goodness, we never started with that. And looking for, good. No change of balance. I have balance in place. Very good. So this is where our work's going to progress. Going to interchange new side program in with the in-hand work, with the cavaletti work. Good. So I'm going to do a big half circle up here. He's got the idea of walking. He's nice and loose. You'll have a look as he walks parts. Look how loose he is here. Good. And walk forward. And we'll hit the track. Very good. And we come back to walk, back to halt. Good. Nice halt, change sides. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. I want that big swinging walk. Start off, I'm going to, with the action reaction, remembering this is his tricky side to keep his shoulder upright. Good. And off we go. Action reaction, no. Always has a trouble that first step, action, reaction, action, good boy, and we're walking, action, reaction, good boy, and we're walking. Yep, good, and we're walking. He's got to figure out how to lift his back, not his head. Good, action, reaction. So just quietly keep showing him, action, reaction, good. Action, reaction, good. Very good. Good. I'm going to use 2 hands here. Action, I can still do the action, reaction. Bit of an experiment. Look what he wants to do with his good boy. He's got to get, he's a really good guy. So once he understands what you want, there we go. It's just the takeoff. Action, reactions. I'm doing this every other stride. Good, I'm having a little bit of right shoulder. That's the problem that we have in the lunging as well. Yeah, right shoulder. So I've got to be clever here, move that shoulder back. Good. Action, reaction. Good, so this side's definitely more difficult for him. Action. Action, reaction. Good, so I say the same thing over and over in my mind. That's what I would like to do. He's a little bit to the right. So I've got a couple of issues. And he came more upright. And on this side he's not swinging along or over tracking. So there's my homework. Good, that'll be how we'll move forward in the coming days. Good. Action, good boy. It's a little stuck because his energy comes to the right. Not forward and straight. Good, action, reaction. So this side needs, a little bit more work. Correct. Fantastic. Fantastic. Good. Right, we're just tracking up now. He's dead straight. Going to finish up with a circle. Definitely help this tightness to the left side. Some of this in hand work. Good work. Good, we're going to bring him around and hold him here. And I'm going to finish off with a great hold. Action, reaction, good. We get the neck longer, good. The rein back. That is Mojo session for today. We've got one more session this week, which is tomorrow. And we'll continue on with the cavaletti work tomorrow. So we'll see you all then.